In today's build, we will go over a build as a rogue that you can use on this weekend server slam. This build will utilize Flurry and Poisons to deal AoE damage and deal tons of damage to a boss. This will be a great build because of the guaranteed aspect of encircling blades. Stay tuned. Disclaimer: this build will not be the best build when the game launches in June. You can run this build on the server slam because of the guaranteed aspects that you can get from dungeons. First with the build, we'll go over three secondary aspects and then the main one. The first one is Energizing Aspect. Damaging an elite enemy with a basic skill will generate more energy, and you'll get this after completing the Sanguine Chapel dungeon. So again, this will be big. We will be using Puncture as our basic skill to get more energy, so we hit Flurry more often against elites. Kind of self-explanatory. Next up is Aspect of Explosive Verve. One of our other main abilities in this build is Poison Trap. So now after we drop Poison Trap, we gain 10% increased movement speed. So again, we can drop our trap and get out in a bind. To get this, you'll get it guaranteed after completing the Derelict Lodge. And then the last one is one that everybody should get, the Eluding Aspect. Becoming injured while crowd controlled grants you unstoppable for 4 seconds. So again, this is always good. If someone were to stun us or we're frozen, now we can get unstoppable and be able to use a potion or dash or etc. to get out of a bind. And then the main part of this build and why this will be guaranteed good on the server slam. Aspect of Encircling Blades. Flurry damages enemies in a circle around you and deals 8% increased damage. First off, 8% increased damage is great no matter what. And more importantly, now our Flurry hits enemies in a circle. So all the dungeons where there's a big crowd, if they flank you, now your Flurry will be damaging all the enemies around you, not just the ones in front of you. So again, with these 4 aspects that are guaranteed, this build will be successful. Alright, our first ability we're grabbing is Puncture. It's a great ability that has a little bit of range, and the main thing is every third cast slows an enemy, so again, we can make sure they stay at bay. Our next one is Gain 2 energy when we damage a crowd-controlled enemy. And then, to me, the best version of Puncture is the fundamental one. So now it throws 3 blades in a cone in front of us. It does less damage, but now if we hit 2 blades into one enemy, we make them vulnerable. And you'll see here in a second why that is huge, especially with Flurry. So that's what we're going with that. Then we go down here to our core ability, Flurry. Again, unleash a flurry of stabs and slashes, striking enemies in front of you 4 times. Now remember, because of our aspect of Encircling Blades, it hits everybody around us. So that's what makes this build really good. So now we're hitting AoE damage in a full circle around us. Our next one is each time Flurry damages a crowd-controlled enemy or vulnerable, you are healed for 1% of your max life. So again, we're going to be having enemies vulnerable due to Puncture. And now when we hit Flurry with it, now we're gaining 1% of our maximum life. And then that also combos with Improved Flurry. If Flurry hits any vulnerable enemy, it will make all enemies hit by that cast vulnerable. So again, you Puncture, you make an enemy vulnerable, you Flurry, and now it makes every enemy around you vulnerable. You hit Flurry one more time, and you heal 12%. So again, that's kind of the whole point of the build. Moving on down to our trap skills. First thing, we just grab 2 points in the weapon mastery. I think every build will be grabbing this, but again, we just grab 2 because of level 20. And then we're going into Caltrops. To me, it's one of my favorite abilities. It's not like the most damaging one, but just the animation. But so we'll throw Caltrops on the ground and we'll kind of leap back. So 1, we gain some distance from enemies, and 2, we'll slow them. Now these are optional. This one's always good, the 3% increased damage. So throw Caltrops at enemy, Poison Trap, Flurry, take down the whole group. And then Chilled. Again, you don't necessarily have to grab this on the server slam, but I am, just because when we actually play the game, I'm going into a poison ice build, and this will be my main way to chill enemies. So again, you don't have to grab this. Then you also grab Dash. Again, kind of your oh crap button. Enemies are in front of you. Maybe there's too many. You dash out of there. Then you can kind of use a potion. Again, just a great ability to have. And then also we have Enhanced Dash. So again, when we dash and we hit people, now they have increased critical strike damage, which is always good. Moving on down to our next abilities. Poison Trap, again, one of their best abilities for the rogue tree. We can place four of them down and poison the enemies in a mass circle. And also, too, with Poison Trap, and caltrops, because they're both traps. Once we lay these down, we get 10% increased speed due to our other aspects. So again, just a little compliment there. Then we go enhance poison trap to make it longer and knocks them down. And then the last one, countering. So again, we have a chance if we use Flurry with our poison imbuement. Now we will lay a poison trap down. There's a chance that we automatically get our cooldown reset, which is good. And then for the last ones we grab, again, kind of like I said, once the game actually starts, I'm going to try a poison and cold imbuement little combo due to the aspects. But this time we're just grabbing poison, which again, we know we do this in our next two skills. We'll deal poison damage. So again, you want to use this with Flurry. You get everybody around you. Use poison imbuement Flurry. You'll see all their health go down quickly on top of poison trap. Then we grab enhanced poison imbuement. And then we grab blended poison imbuement. So again, we get enhanced, so more poison for a second. And then now we're going to do 75% increased damage once with critical strikes. So again, which is big. And then we just put 1 point in the deadly venom because that's all we have. So again, kind of the whole point of the build is to puncture first, throw blades, get one enemy vulnerable. Then we hit blade flurry to make everybody vulnerable. And then you'll hit poison imbuement, blade flurry again to heal 12% and poison everybody around us and do a lot of damage. And then on top of that, we have poison trap for more poison. And then your kind of oh crap buttons are caltrops to kind of leap back and give you 10% movement speed, and dash kind of, again, you'll be able to go in front, dash away from enemies, and you have 2 charges on it. So again, that's the whole point of the build.